Imagine yourself in the midst of a battle in the late Roman Empire, where the sound of shields clashing and the gleam of armor reflect the fury of combat. In the heat of this scene, a rain of projectiles descends upon the enemy. These are the lethal Plumbata, an innovative weapon that would become a symbol of a new era in the Roman army. Known for their ability to penetrate shields and severely wound enemy soldiers, these throwing weapons not only increased the lethality of the Roman arsenal but also illustrated the tactical adaptations Rome needed to confront rising threats along its borders. Today, we'll uncover the secrets of this deadly weapon, from its construction and tactical use to its cultural impact, revealing how the Plumbata became one of the most feared and effective resources of Roman archers. At the height of the empire, Roman legions were famous for their discipline and formations on the battlefield. The military structure was based on large-scale infantry confrontations, with the front line forming an almost impenetrable barrier, reinforced by the use of equipment like the rectangular shield, gladius, and pilum. However, over the centuries, this approach needed to be adapted. During the 4th century AD, Rome faced invasions and threats from all directions, and defending the empire's vast borders required much greater mobility. In this context, strategy shifted to focus more on cavalry and mobile forces, enabling a rapid and efficient response to barbarian attacks ravaging the borders. Changes in legionary equipment reflected this transformation. While the classic gladius and rectangular shield provided highly effective close combat, the new battlefield realities encouraged the introduction of weapons that increased the versatility and range of legionnaires. This is how the Plumbata, with its bold design and superior functionality, came into play. This throwing weapon was designed to hit targets at considerable distances and inflict severe damage on both enemy infantry and cavalry. With its strategically placed lead weight, the Plumbata offered aerodynamic stability and a devastating impact upon hitting its target. Developed in the late period, the Plumbata offered advantages in terms of range and ease of handling that weapons like the heavier and shorter-range pilum could not. This difference made the Plumbata a valuable resource in battles where attacking the enemy from a safe distance was crucial. Its introduction highlighted a clear evolution in Roman tactics, now prioritizing adaptability and the use of flexible, innovative weapons. By examining this weapon structure, including variations like the mamillata Plumbata with its lead weight and the tribollata Plumbata, modified to serve as a defensive obstacle, we can understand the ingenuity of Roman strategists in meeting the needs of an army operating in increasingly complex circumstances. The Plumbata, in its most common versions like the mamillata, was composed of a sharp metal tip attached to a shaft with a lead weight in the center. This design provided an aerodynamic balance that extended its range and allowed the dart to be thrown with precision. The lead weight also intensified the impact upon collision, ensuring the Plumbata had enough force to penetrate shields and armor. The tip was angled to make extraction difficult, making the injuries caused by this weapon a long-term threat for enemy soldiers. Besides the mamillata, there was a variant known as the tribollata. This version had additional spikes and, rather than being thrown at the enemy, was used to create ground traps, especially effective in narrow or wooded areas where enemy soldiers or cavalry could stumble onto these sharp points. This defensive use was crucial for slowing or even halting the advance of adversary troops, creating a dangerous and unexpected line of defense. The presence of the Plumbata in written and visual records, such as in the military treatise De Rebus Bellicis, underscores its importance in the Roman arsenal. This treatise, which documented the era's military innovations, presented the Plumbata not only as a throwing weapon but also as a strategic solution to the challenges faced by the late army. The inclusion of the Plumbata in the treatise descriptions suggests its use was widely recognized and respected. De Rebus Bellicis helped preserve knowledge of this weapon, ensuring that Roman military ingenuity would be remembered and studied. On the battlefield, the Plumbata was carried in a way that ensured easy access in moments of need. According to ancient military tactics manuals, 5 plumbati were affixed to the back of the shield, ready to be grabbed and launched. In some cases, they were stored in leather compartments, allowing legionnaires to have more plumbati at their disposal. Through experimental archaeology, we have a clear view of how they were used. Reconstructions show that the plumbati were held by the extension of their tail. The dart was gripped from behind, the arm moved vertically, and, from bottom to top, the dart was released and thrown, striking the enemy at a more aggressive angle and maximizing impact and damage potential. The tactical advantages offered by the Plumbata were significant. With a range of up to 80 meters, this weapon outperformed the pilum in distance, allowing legionnaires to hit the enemy from a safe position. Additionally, the added lead weight increased impact force, ensuring the weapon could penetrate both shields and armor, causing serious injuries that hampered the defense and mobility of the wounded soldiers. These features made the Plumbata not only disrupt enemy lines, but also weaken the troops before hand-to-hand combat began. The symbolism of the Plumbata, nicknamed martial barbs, evokes an association with Mars, the Roman god of war, reinforcing its image as an element of strength and power. This weapon carried an intimidating mystique, as the attack of a rain of darts like the Plumbata could provoke a psychological effect on the adversaries, causing them to lose control and scatter. This psychological power was added to the physical, as the angled Plumbata tips made it a weapon difficult to extract from wounds, prolonging the suffering and incapacitation of the injured soldiers. The versatility of the Plumbata extended beyond infantry confrontations. It was adapted for various situations, being used by both infantry and cavalry. This weapon was particularly effective in arid and forested terrains, where its ability to hit the enemy at a distance provided a crucial advantage. During sieges, for example, the Plumbata could be thrown from elevated positions to strike moving enemies, functioning as a defensive line in situations where proximity was dangerous. In naval scenarios, there are theories that the Plumbata was used to hit enemy vessels, an idea that, although not definitively proven, suggests the weapon's broad utility. The representation of the Plumbata on late Roman coins also reflects its symbolic role. Coins from Diocletian, Maximian, and Constantine depict figures holding weapons resembling the Plumbata, evidence of its visual and cultural importance. Experts like Sylvain Estiu argue that these representations reflect the Plumbata and its relevance in the military tactics of the time. Although there are disagreements regarding the accuracy of these images, the presence of these symbols on coins illustrates how this weapon became part of the Roman military imagination and visual propaganda, highlighting the strength and ingenuity of the legions at a time when Rome faced new challenges on its borders. The decline in the use of the Plumbata happened gradually, with its use reduced until it disappeared entirely from the Roman army around the 6th century AD. This disappearance reflects the evolution of military tactics and the emergence of new strategic needs. Over time, the Roman army began to adopt different forms of combat and weapons that met different scenarios and challenges, resulting in the abandonment of the Plumbata. However, the impact of this weapon and its historical relevance remain alive, as the Plumbata symbolizes a period of adaptation and military innovation in the Roman Empire. We've reached the end of our analysis of one of the most fascinating and devastating weapons in the Roman arsenal. But if you were in a legionary's place, would you prefer to use your gladius or the Plumbata? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so we can keep exploring the history and legacy of Rome. And on the screen now is a video revealing the secrets behind the Roman legions. Click to check it out.